Good morning. This is Crystal High, Editor-in-Chief of Politic365.com, here with Mayor Anthony Foxx, Charlotte, North Carolina. How are you
today? Hey, Crystal. Glad to see a Wildcat in the house.
I know. Go Cats all the way,
absolutely.
all the way. Well, so glad that we get a chance to talk to you today at the Alliance for Digital Equality's Digital Empowerment Summit. So what does this mean, having this kind of event here in Charlotte, the power of broadband being unleashed on the city?
Well, it's amazing to see the national interest in trying to close some of these disparities in broadband access across the country. To me, it's a shame that we can't use all of our human potential because we're not connecting people to the knowledge-based economy that is so much a part of this 21st century. I mean, we've got workers who are transitioning, who are using distance learning to do it. We've got kids that are in school that have access to internet homework but don't have the facility to get online to actually use it. So I think the question of how we connect people to broadband and how we as a community figure out ways to make use of it, like you're doing, you're creating a business through internet access, and there are other uses of it. So it's not just like, how do I get online? It's kind of, how do I use the internet and broadband to create opportunities for our community.
Well, speaking of opportunities for the community, we have an exciting one here in Charlotte with the $17 million grant, I think, for the wireless broadband for the police department. What are your thoughts on that in terms of what it's going to do in terms of improving things?
I'll give you an example of what it's going to do. We had a soccer match that was at the Bank of America Stadium. We had 70,000 people in that stadium, most of whom were using their cell phones at one time. Our police department couldn't get calls responded to because their services were blocked. And what we're doing with that $17 million is we're basically building our own broadband system within the city. And it will be used initially by our public safety folks, our fire and police department, so they won't be tied to carrier service. They'll actually have their own city broadband service. And we hope over time to be able to expand that to schools and to libraries and other things. So it's going to be a huge benefit for us from a public safety perspective initially, but it could expand to help other areas. And if you think about it, if we're able to create a public broadband system that doesn't have some of the carrier costs, it can also save money.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to Charlotte's broadband vision under your leadership. Thank you so much for taking some time out today.
Great to see you.
Thank you.